Two guys, two worlds. This is the flip side. New episodes uploaded on YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify every week on Wednesday and Saturday. Now, here's your host, Jason and Noel.
Plural.
That's what I said, you nincompoop.
Recording in progress.
Right. So I guess the word is welcome back, although this is like part 3 already, where we try to figure out how to end this podcast, this session. So we're working on the intro, we're working on whatever it is, our content in between, and then we're also trying to work on how to end this darn thing.
Right. Just be patient with us, guys. We're gonna get there eventually.
Yeah. But I think that's a really good place to sort of end it. Sort of like a nice little lesson there. Like, because I'm running through it in my head in a sense that, it's nice that we're talking about a lot of things, but when you drop, let's say, a golden nugget or a nice little thing to reflect on,
Right.
part of me wants to keep going, but at the same time, part of me doesn't want to like overdo it, where we're like dragging it on to where, okay, I get the point already. Like the listeners might get the point already. Let's
Right.
move on.
Right. So we just need to figure out a way to properly segue into things. You know what I mean? But yeah, the way that ended was definitely, actually really good.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think, having said that, I think maybe the listeners might not be. Maybe they're a part of this. They're a part of this project or this thing that we're doing, but at the same time, I don't think we're enslaved, or I don't think we should be, or at least I shouldn't be so self-conscious about what the listeners might think.
Right.
It's like, do you feel like that was a good place to end? Do I feel like that was a good place to end? Maybe
Right.
that's just the. That's
It
just the
has to
thing.
be more organic. If that's the proper word to use. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or maybe another way to put it is, if I'm happy with it, if you're happy with it, then who cares what the audience might think
Touche.
might.
Yeah.
And
touche,
if
touche.
they have a problem with it, I'm sure they'll email or write or say something in the comments somewhere
Right.
if they had the chance to.
So, one thing I actually wanted to talk about real quick. I don't know. So, I want to be able to at least come up with a title, really, because we
Like
got
here on the recording right now as
Yeah.
we're speaking.
as we speak. Why not? You know what I mean?
Pressure.
I know, right? I mean, let's crack our head going here, because I want to be able to like set up pages where I want to be able to just have something out there where whoever
Okay.
might naturally find us.
So when you say that, you're going to do it then, right?
Yeah.
I just come up. I just show up.
Well, yeah. The like I said earlier, like for example, if I create the YouTube page for it, or the Facebook page, or the Instagram, whatever,
Right.
you'll have access to all that stuff.
Yeah, no, but what I'm trying to get at here is like workload wise, I can just do a little. I'm happy to do the editing if you want me to, but as far as social media is concerned, which is one of my bullet points for today's, is that you do the social media, I'll just do the editing in the background.
I don't care. I don't.
I can
care.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, to be honest with you, if for some reason once we get there and whatnot, I
Yeah.
mean, you'll have access to it, so you can get in it no matter what and do whatever it is if you want. If not, I don't care. I'll take it as well. I'll take it. I'll
Yeah.
do what I do with it, but since you have access to it, if you
Yeah.
feel like you want to add on to it or whatever,
Yeah.
by all means.
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
But it's settled then. So social media uploads are on your side. I'll
take
just
care of
do I'll do the editing, and
then you're gonna if you're doing the editing, you're gonna have to post it wherever the platform, whatever that we put it on.
Oh, no, what I meant was just editing.
So, you
Not
you're gonna
posting.
edit it, send it to me, and then I have to upload it.
No, yeah, you're right.
That
Right.
doesn't make sense. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Since
Yeah.
you're already editing it, you
Yeah.
would have it in a smaller size at from you, and it's gonna take less time to just
Yeah.
upload it. You know.
Yeah, so maybe it's the mother content would be for me, and then like when you chop it up or you post it or whatever can be coming from you.
Right. I'll like the snippets and whatnot. I'll put it. I'll take care of all that crap. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
If I'm editing one episode, whoever's editing, I mean, I'd like to be able to edit a few episodes here and there. I'll upload it, obviously. You know,
So
it
this is
just
the
makes
kind of
sense.
this is the kind of discussion that I was thinking would not be appropriate for listeners to hear, but who cares,
Whatever.
right?
We're all learning at the same time. I mean, if you wanna have this conversation offline, we can.
No, 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 no. It's I just turned on my like is this appropriate or is this important or is this
Right.
interesting kind
Right.
of
Right.
thing. But
What?
I was thinking in terms of title, it's part of that also. It's like I might call it like Jason and Noel's podcast project or something like that, in a sense that it's not so self-helpy where it's like, oh, it's about Noel and Jason catching up from high school kind of thing.
Right.
It we can like skirt around that and like, oh yeah, we're talking about catching up on high school, but it's really just about a project on being able to upload podcasts. So it kind of opens up. We could talk about technicalities. We can bitch about OBS and being able to record on Zoom and that kind of thing,
Right.
because it opens up that, and it doesn't limit us to just talking
It
about
doesn't
high
limit us to
school
just that. What
and
about?
life.
Sorry to cut you off, but what about, since I have it in my head? What about the making with Joe? With the making with Jay and Noel, or Jason?
Yeah, we gotta get our names sorted out first.
Yeah.
So
Well,
sorry, what were you saying? The
no,
making?
yeah, the making with Jason and
Yeah,
Noel. You know,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it's kind of like timeless, meaning, in like two
yeah.
dads who
Can't
are
help but
bros.
say like making babies with Jason and Noel.
No, that's pretty retarded, bro.
The making.
But I don't know. I mean, well, let's give ourselves until tomorrow. Actually, I want to sleep on that. I got a couple in my head that,
The making. Yeah, I'll have to sleep on that because there's also like catching up with Jason and Noel.
yeah,
Uh,
I like that too.
the
Catching up.
catching up project or the podcast project. The catching up project. Or project making with Jason and Noel.
No, that sounds like very home ecky.
Yeah.
What about? Well, I like catching up. Or yeah, I like catching up as one of that option. There's also that other option I was thinking earlier. Um, the
Or how
upload.
about making stuff up with Jason and Noel?
No.
Because I like making up. Did you say making? It just didn't catch on, but I like
Yeah,
the
the
idea.
making.
The making. Hmm.
The the catch up. Oh, catch up.
I like where you're going with it though.
The making, the upload, catch up, or caught up, or catch up. Boom, catch up.
Yeah. Catch up versus catching up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
catch up. I think that sounds good. I don't think we're gonna post this episode though.
I'd go with way behind Jason and Noel.
I don't I don't know about that. Way behind. I like
I
that
don't know.
direction now.
Good. Why does my headset, if you can see it on the video, but it reminds me of Imelda Marcos's hair. With
Is
the,
that tape?
yeah.
Why is
I
what?
is it on backwards? Yeah, it is tape. I had to scotch tape because the headset is old and the oh
Oh,
sorry.
the metal thing is coming out.
No, that's just like foam, and the foam is sort of coming out on my hair, and
Yeah.
it's deteriorating.
Ask your girlfriend too for suggestions in regards to the title, because I know my wife's trying to think of a couple of things.
Usap usap, Jason and Noel.
Chismisan.
Chismisan, mga sis. Mga
Chismisan. The
mga
chismis.
mga marites with Jason and Noel.
I don't get it. Why Marites? Who's
Oh, you don't
Marites?
have you ever heard of marites? It's one of those street how do you say that? It's like a street language or usapang bakla. Marites, like like mare, ano nang latest? Marites. Mare, ano nang latest?
Sorry, I don't get it.
You don't hang out in the parlor long enough. You gotta hang out in hair salons longer,
I need,
and you'll hear
I need
these
to go to the
things.
market more.
No, not the market. The hair salons or the mga parlor nga eh.
Parlor.
Parlor lang. No,
Parlors. When you say parlor here, it's usually it titles or involves happy endings. So
no, I
that's
mean
that's
like
all that is here.
hair salon, hair
Hair
salon.
salon. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you
No, I
don't
never
get
heard
your
of that. That's interesting. What is it called? Marites.
yeah. It's just a play on words with it's usually the third
Oh, like that's what those ladies call each other. Like mare.
yeah. Mare, what's anong latest?
Oh God, marites. Jesus.
So in other words, it's a group of people just catching up.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna 86 that suggestion. By the way,
What,
I'm gonna
La-
86 that suggestion.
what do you
Oh,
mean 86?
sorry. 86 is a restaurant term where the cancel. Yeah.
Okay. But why 86 though?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like a restaurant terminology. I used to work at a hotel, like I said before, and I used to cover the kitchen area at the restaurant a lot, like expediting the orders and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to hear them say, "Hey, you got an 86 this, 86 that, yada yada yada."
I don't know what you call that kind of language or that kind of word or phrasing, but like for example, another example is like, are
Lingo.
you no, not even just lingo. It's like street like urban dictionary type of thing.
Yeah.
Like but again, it's coming from the third sex usually. Like, oh, are you able to go to the meeting tomorrow?
Got
Shirley Temple. Like, what do you mean Shirley Temple? Sure. Instead
I
of
used
just
to
saying
have-
sure,
So I used to have
Shirley
a cousin.
Temple.
I used to have the cousin that says, "Teka, wait." Like
Yeah.
teka, wait. It's like it means the exact same thing, you know. Teka means wait, right? So she
There
used
was
to say
this.
teka, wait all the time. I'm like, what? Why?
I remember when I was in Hong Kong one time, I caught myself saying, "Can I have one more extra napkin? One more na nga extra pa."
Extra.
So
That's funny.
yeah. Did you know that in other Asian countries, I think Korea in particular, I was just talking to a friend that came from Korea, Malaysia, Taiwan trip recently. They don't serve service water or they don't serve any water at the restaurant. You actually
Why?
have to order it on the side.
Like
I don't know.
they don't serve it on a glass, or they just don't serve it at all.
They
Period.
don't serve water, period. But here in the Philippines, and if I remember back there in the States, they might have service water or restaurant water or tap water.
Yeah, it's automatic. As soon as you sit on the table,
Yeah.
they bring you water.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like a first thing, like a type of thing. But
Yeah.
that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I know-
It's
I
just
know
one of
in-
those little things.
I know in France, you can't just go to a restaurant or a place to eat or coffee house to just sit down. They actually tax. They call it a butt tax.
For sitting down?
Yeah. Like if you're just gonna order a cup of coffee and then you buy the coffee, you get it, you sit down, and then they charge you for sitting down. They call it a butt tax. I don't even know that. That's kind of weird.
Huh.
Hey, speaking of that, in the Philippines, do waiters and restaurant people take tips now? Do people take
Yeah.
tips now?
They always have.
No. Back then, I think 2010.
Hmm.
When was the last time I went home? Shit, 2012. I
Wait,
went
are you
home.
talking about McDonald's and Jollibee?
Well, no.
Waiters?
So I was
That's
staying at, I think it was
service
called the
crew.
New World Hotel in
Yeah.
near BCG or whatever.
Right.
And we ate at this restaurant, this Japanese restaurant across the street. And
Okay.
when we left, I left a tip. It's a pretty
Okay.
good amount of tip, I guess.
Oh, they probably said no because they already have service charge.
Because the waiter actually chased me outside. I was having lunch with three other
Yeah.
people. I left
Yeah.
a tip. And they chased me. The waiter chased me outside, saying, "Sir, what is this?" I'm like,
Right.
"It's your tip." "Oh, we don't take tips, sir." I'm like, "What?"
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it depends on the restaurant. There are restaurants that charge service charge, which is like 10, 15, 20, whatever percent
Yeah,
of your bill.
yeah.
And then there's specific restaurants that actually specifically say that we don't charge service charge, which means please tip.
Yeah.
And it's up to you on how much you want to tip.
Oh, okay. No,
So
but
it's, I
here, tipping
think
here has gotten pretty ridiculous.
it's not all the same. On top of the VAT, which is the value added tax, the way I see it, it's like the
Yeah,
butt tax
yeah,
also.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But here, believe it or not, they've if you're tipping less than 20% or 18%, they actually frown at it. Frown at it. It's ridiculous. An average tip
Mm.
nowadays is like 18 to 20%. Can you imagine?
That's the thing. So culturally, there you demand what you deserve generally.
That's not.
Here,
It's not. Well, yeah, they demand it, I guess.
here we complain about it quietly, but we don't really demand it. But now there's that sense of somebody else is in charge.
Right. But if if my thing is, if you're yeah, I guess you're right. They do demand it a lot here, but it's pretty ridiculous because a lot of these places don't even deserve it, or these servers, they're waiters. Because, like, for example, if my family and I go out and it's $125 bill, you're looking at automatically a $25 tip,
Right.
without even, because that's about what, 20% more or less. Um, and a lot of these times, these waiters or servers don't even deserve it. And I'm like, and then they
But
look at you like you're a fucking idiot for not tipping. I'm like, there's this one
asshole.
time we went to a restaurant. The bill was like, I don't know, $500, whatever. It's like a big family. And we left maybe a 15% tip. All right. I don't know, 500 times
Maybe
15%,
$50. Yeah.
well, $75.
Okay.
Okay. That's a big tip. The reason we
Mm.
left that only tip is
Mm.
because um, the waitress was just a bitch. She was just horrible,
Mm.
you know.
Mm.
And she had the audacity to like chase us towards the doors, like 15%. Were you not happy with your service? I'm like,
No.
no, obviously not. You were a complete horrible person while trying to serve us,
Yeah.
and, and they just demand it. It's insane.
How did that conversation end?
We just walked out. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I'm sure she called us a bitch or whatever, but we just
Right.
walked out because it's stupid. I'm not gonna add more money to it if you don't deserve it. That's one of the biggest things here too in the Philippines. You know what? When it talks to like jobs like that with customer service, it's 100 times worse here than in the Philippines. Because I'm sorry,
Right.
you are in the Philippines. If you go to the grocery store, even the cashier, it's amazing. They're so nice. They smile. They say good morning, good afternoon. How was your day? Did you find everything? And if you're
Mm.
asking for help, like at the grocery store,
Mm.
hey, where can I find this? In the
Mm.
Philippines, those people will actually walk you to the aisle
Mhm.
and not just tell you, oh, what's over there.
Mhm.
Here, it's like you're chopping their head off. They hate it. I don't know what it is. You're in the customer service
Mhm.
industry or job or profession.
Mm.
Service. Be happy about it. Not like, don't act like you hate being there all the time. I don't get it, and it's annoying. they act like they, and then they're complaining about their job. Oh, I don't get paid enough. It sucks.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe, a lot of people that get into the service industry or, working in a grocery, uh, probably there, they'd be doing it because they're trying to get through college or pay for some class, or, they're doing it because they have to do it, and
it's
it's one
look
of the easy, and because it's one of the easiest things to get into.
right, right. It's looked
Um,
down on. It's looked down. It's like you're below me
yeah.
type of thing. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
sucks.
but I think they're doing it with resentment because it's something that they have to do. Here, I think um,
It's a
people are
career. It's a
people are
job.
great. Not just that, but the people that get into it because they have to get
And they're
into it
grateful.
with the mindset that they're grateful to be given that chance
Right. The
to even
opportunity.
or to even mingle with foreigners.
Right. Right. Yeah. No. No. You're completely right. It's definitely I didn't really look at it that way. They do appreciate it more over there. Here,
Yeah.
man. If here's another difference too. If you work at McDonald's in the Philippines, people that work at McDonald's in the Philippines are like, "Hey, listen, I'm proud of my job," type of thing. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you ask for an extra ketchup, they bite your head off.
Yeah.
It's like
Like you're
they,
bothering them from
yeah,
whatever it is that they were
exactly.
doing,
Like it's my
fixing
fault. I'm
napkins.
like being an asshole for asking for extra stuff. I don't get it. And it's annoying. It's really, really annoying.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, there's that whole cultural thing that it boils down to again.
Yeah.
Um, I guess any environment, any culture, anything that's overdone, um, for whatever reason it is that you're getting into, again, because you're trying to pay for college or you're trying to get by and just feed your kids.
Right.
Um, but maybe it's also part of whatever people are tolerating
You mean there?
here and there. Maybe here, um, it's frowned upon because you're gonna get fired if you don't treat your customer nicely. There, it's my right. I'm entitled to an opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
No,
That's
I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that it's
yeah.
just the way sort of the cookie crumbles because there's that individuality. I have my rights, blah blah blah.
Right.
But the downside of that is when you get to the grocery, you're not treated like a king or a queen. Here, maybe, I have so many things to be grateful for. I'm gonna treat you nicely so that you can treat me nicely. Also, maybe where it comes down to, so that I don't get fired.
Yeah. I think you're right. That makes more sense though. That makes a lot of sense actually. And it sucks. It just sucks. You know? Seeing people just be so different just because I don't think that where we are should be factorized and dictate how we should be towards others. Though. You know?
Right, but on the flip side, we can't have like a one size fits all for the rest of the world. Like it
Right.
makes sense to fight
Yeah.
for your rights, but it also makes sense to be grateful and kind.
Right. Right.
So I'm sure there's a place there somewhere that just fits. But again, like social media and podcasting versus vlogging, it kind of just you're lucky if whatever fits for you fits like your environment in you're fitting in their environment.
Right. Right. Now that makes sense.
Because some people, like some foreigners, might even hate it here because they're too damn nice. It's like, oh, I'd rather live in a Western country
I've
where
never heard that from any foreigner that came there. Believe me. I tried
maybe,
looking for one. I actually tried Googling it and like on YouTube, like, why they hate it
the
over there.
Philippines.
I mean, most of the time it's not because of the people. It's about like oh, it was so hot, the food,
Mm,
but it's not about the people, you know. Plus, I've never
mm.
heard if out of 10 foreigners that I've seen on YouTube that talk about the Philippines, I'd say 9 of them love it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one that's just tearing it apart. But typically, that 1% is like that person that's just too entitled and whatnot. You know what I
That probably be me.
mean?
That would probably be me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I don't know. It's it sucks sometimes just seeing
it.
those people that.
I'm thinking it would be interesting to like sort of sink our teeth into it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, it is what it is.
Right. But you know what though? Like I said, when I used to work at a hotel, I had a number of Filipino employees that literally took advantage of the mere fact that we're both Filipino and tried to get away with things for them.
Mm,
Get
mm,
their way. Like trying to for instance, there's this one old employee who used to come in late all the time. To me,
mm,
in the hotel industry back then, if you're 5 minutes late, you're late.
mm.
I mean, you're late, late. To
Mm-hmm.
me, if you're 5 minutes early, you're late. That's my point of view back then.
How did he use the take advantage of the being Filipino
Well,
part?
he was late all the time, and I'd give him warnings. At first, I was
Oh,
just messing around.
he was taking advantage of you.
Yeah, the mere
Mm,
fact that he's always late. So, and then
mm.
all of a sudden, he took advantage of the mere fact that we're both Filipinos. That I should be cutting him some slack.
Like he used the Filipino card, like
Yeah, he said, "Hey, pareho naman tayong Pilipino.
right,
But just cut me some slack.
yeah,
Pareho tayo, we're both Filipinos. We should be helping each other out." I'm
right.
like, dude, if you're late 4 times out of 5 in a week and you do it all the time, how do you expect me to just take your side? You know what I mean? He had the
Yeah.
audacity. That's actually what he said. Hey, come on. Um, I know I'm always late, and he's always coming up with excuses. By the way, always, always, always.
Mm,
Um, I know I'm always late, but I'm really working on it. I live far from here, which is only like 30 minutes away, and I knew where he lived, and he's always never in traffic anyway. And he said, just cut me some. Can you just help me out? We're both
right.
Filipinos anyway. Just cut, we're supposed to be helping each other. I was like,
Mm,
you know what? I'm gonna give you today's the last chance. Don't be late. He literally came late the next day.
mm-hmm.
10 minutes late. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you,
Mm-hmm.
I fired him on the spot. He
Mm,
was pissed. I mean, he
mm,
was making a scene. I had to call the cops to escort him out because he didn't want to
mm.
leave. And he tried to pull the race card on me. On me. And I was like, dude, if you look in the mirror or look at me and I look at you, we're the same skin. We literally come from the same country. How are you gonna pull the race card on me? I was like,
Mm.
it was annoying. And the sad part is, the three Filipinos that I employed all did the same thing. All of them, all three of them, and it sucked. I'm not saying that all Filipinos are like that because I actually believe that all Filipinos are hard workers, or most Filipinos. Unfortunately, I never had the luxury of working with a Filipino that is actually hard worker. The, the,
I can't help. I'm just too curious to ask. What do they say? How do they say? Oh, I mean, yes, you're Filipino. Also, give me a break. But how did
yeah,
they?
that's what they
When he
say.
was, what? But when he was, what did you mean when you said like when like he was being pulled out by the cops? He didn't want to leave. How did he insult you by being Filipino? That you
Oh, so
were
he started yelling at me in Tagalog, like he was like saying, uh,
wala
what?
kang ano? Like you was he guilt tripping you? What was
Yeah,
the?
he was definitely guilt tripping me. He was like,
Mm,
magkababata tayo, or no, magkapwa something about the country. I can't
mm,
remember. Like we come from the same country, and you're not gonna help me out. We're supposed
yeah.
to be watching each other because of how they treat Filipinos here. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm literally as an assistant manager of my hotel. How you gonna tell me I'm getting treated bad here? You know, and it was just. Oh, and the one Filipino that the other second Filipino lady or girl that I hired, I had to fire her because she was stealing from the
Oh
hotel.
shit.
Yeah, she was
Oh
stealing
damn.
because there's a market in the hotel as well, and she wasn't
Mm.
charging employee customers. And then when she closes her register, um, it's always short, and then there's always missing items in the market.
Mm.
So it's either one of two things: where's people stealing stuff, or she's getting paid for it but not recording it and not depositing the money. You know what I mean? Not recording the
Mm.
money.
Mm.
So I had to um had the business install a security camera
Mm.
specifically where there's like a window
Mm.
from the front desk to the market so that when customers pay.
Mm.
And sure enough, she was stealing, man. And the sad part was it was only like $2, $5,
Mm.
$3 here and there, you know what I mean? But that's not the point. You can steal 50 cents for all I care, but stealing is stealing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, 50 cents is 50 cents for today. You do that for the rest of the month.
Exactly. I mean, that's what,
That's
$15 right there.
right, right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's it's and then she got mad at me too. She was like, sir, pwede ba talaga pagbigyan mo lang ako, something like that about I mean,
Mm.
tulungan mo ko, pareho naman tayong Pilipino, magtulungan tayo. There goes again, same thing. And then had to fire her, you know? It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, or it's that's just too bad because the other way to look at it is like we're both Filipino. We should be
What I
um
said, sorry to cut you off, but what I said
yeah.
to that girl finally was like, yes, pareho tayong Pilipino, pero in-embarrass mo ko.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like the more we are, the fact that we're Filipino, we should be taking care of each other's
Right.
backs by coming in early and not to you. That's where we get convoluted bayanihan, or helping each other out. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
helping each other out in the
Mm-hmm.
wrong way.
Right,
Help
right.
each other out by maybe
For
I'll
good,
give
not for bad.
I'll give you a ride or I'll give you a bus pass,
And
but not
it sucked, you know.
to
It's
cheat on the company. Yeah.
right. We at my job right now we have this one Filipino worker, and it's annoying, you know, because in our particular case, we'll find a job for our employees so that they can go and take care of these people that need help taking care of, you know, like home health or AIDS or whatever. There's this one Filipino guy, and he's always bitching at. We'll find him jobs, okay? And then he'll call at the last minute and say, "Hey, I can't do this job because it's too much work." Or hey, if I'll do this job if you pay me more because it's too much work. But it's not really too much work. He's always coming up with excuses that it's always this and that, and he's always. Bottom line is he wants to get paid more.
Is he Filipino also, you said?
Yeah, he's Filipino. He's
Yeah.
still employed, but I don't call him anymore to give him work because he takes advantage of it every single time. And then he'll use the client as bait. Like he'll take the job, right? 1 week later, he's gonna call, "Hey, if you don't give me extra raise, I'm gonna stop coming," which puts the business into a bad situation because you can't leave a client without help
Mm.
or a patient without help. So we have no choice but to give him that extra money that he's asking for, which is just not right. It's stupid. He holds the business hostage like that. He still calls me every time. He actually called me 3 days ago. I said I don't have any job for you right now, even though I do. I just didn't want to give it to him. It's because I know that's what he's gonna do again. You know, I didn't fire him because I don't have
Right.
the authorization to fire him. I can't
So
fire him. At
the
my job.
danger in his situation is that once he's got the client or the patient that he needs to take care of, he can't just leave that client or patient and he takes advantage of that situation because now that he's got the ace, because you can't just fire him in the middle of a client, or you can't
Correct.
just make him leave.
Correct. And it sucks. It's sad. It's really, really, really sad. I know. I'm not saying that all Filipinos are like that. I'm
Yeah, I
just
was
saying.
about to say, at the danger of being racist to our own race or our
Yeah.
own
I mean,
culture.
it's now because I'd like to be able to work with my own, people, with my people.
Right.
You know, and it's this is as good. I think Filipinos are hard workers.
I'm sure other ethnicities do the same thing to
Oh,
themselves.
I'm sure. I'm just talking in my behalf, being a
Yeah.
Filipino, that it sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
There's this news last year. There's this Filipino in Texas who got arrested. He's been in the country for what, 5 years? He's a nurse over there, but he passed the bar, right? The test for being a nurse. So he's making a lot of money. He's making like six figures in U.S. dollars. But he got greedy. He every year he takes the test and then he sells it
Oh, nice.
to other Filipinos or other people, and for a lot of money, so that he sells the answers basically.
There's a Filipino term for everything that we're talking about, right? It's para-paraan, or if you translate it maybe in English, it sounds like, when there's a will, there's a way.
Ah,
But there's a couple of ways that you could look at that. Basically,
right.
if you could, but how do you, is that, I don't know, is that a cultural thing? Is that a Filipino thing? Is that just human nature in general?
I think it's human nature, but it's definitely a flaw for a lot of I think. Okay, this is just again my opinion. I'm not saying everybody, but I could probably get shunned for this.
Mm.
Um,
The
it's like,
anti-Filipino podcast. Maybe that's our title.
yeah, but it's like a flaw to some Filipinos once they leave the country and they start getting better with life, I guess,
Yeah.
and they take advantage of the situation. I'm not saying everybody's like that again, but I sadly, experience-wise, I've met people like that. Yeah, and it sucks.
I noticed that a lot driving. I remember that's one of the things that I was thinking of when I first started to drive. It's like I'm on a lane, right?
Yeah,
And then for the more experienced drivers, obviously, it's like I'll say it first in Tagalog. I'll try to translate it in English if it makes any sense. But in Tagalog, it's like basta may butas papasukin. So in English, it's like as long as you see a hole, they'll go into it. Like as long as there's an opening, they'll go into it. Like they'll take advantage. And I
yeah,
was just thinking in terms of driving, it's like why change lanes so much just because there's an opening? It's
right,
like we're all going to end up on the same stoplight.
right. Or why speed up so much or whatnot? Try to get in front of the other when it's a red light in front of you anyway.
I have the same, even more stupid experience when I'm on a motorcycle. There's like this car that's trying to race me. It's like, dude, it's traffic. Where are you going? I'm the one that's going to squeeze in between cars. You're going to end up in the same spot.
Right, right.
But, he's like a lot of cars like to bully motorcycles here
Yeah, yeah.
because they can.
Superiority complex. Ah, full circle. That's a lot of Filipinos here like that. They think once they're here, they're better than everybody else back home. There's a lot of Filipinos here like that. Like, para bang porque
Yeah.
you're in the U.S. already type of thing, you know? But listen,
Fuck. We're going to get cut off again.
I know.
Damn it.
I think we're going to have to cut it. I think that's it for today.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Listen. Okay, you know what? We're gonna cut it off there. This episode's done that way. So hopefully we'll catch you guys in the next couple of days, and catch you on the flip side.
That's the ending. It is what it is. Take it or
is what
leave
it
it.
is. We'll catch up later.